That's good. It's the one, the only, Different Breed Podcast. Where we at? Oh, we're back. It's not wrong.
All right. You get too carried away. We're gonna sound like Hot 97. Funkmaster Flex.
Oh, yeah. It's the Different Breed Podcast. Thank you for tuning in on a Monday. Oh my gosh, it's been a pretty long week. I don't know about y'all. I've enjoyed my weekend as best I could, although yeah, had a hell of a fucking weekend. How about you doing? Where you been at?
Well, living down here, F1 Miami is an annual thing now. So I had to go out and check out everything. I went to the Kane Brown Nelly concert on Friday at Hard Rock, and then I checked out some of the free festivities on South Beach. I'm not in the tax bracket to go to the race, the actual one on Sunday. I don't have $1,500 for a seat. But whatever I can get myself out to, I can. Whatever's down here.
How much was the fucking ticket?
Yeah, no,
1500.
yeah, you heard me. Lowest is 800. You catch this. The seats are bleachers, so basically it's like you're sit at the same setup as like a high school football game, out in the sun. 1, 2 o'clock when it's like the hottest part of the day. So
But
you
you're on
better.
the track, right?
No, you're there, but yeah, no, not for me. But that's beside the point. But no, needless to say, I had a good weekend, and I got to spend some time with my wife's Puerto Rican side of the family that came down from Puerto Rico and New York on
Okay.
Sunday. So
See, so you would have had a little booty at the track. I mean, if he was Asian, I mean, like, God, $800 for the worst seats. God damn. And then when the cars is out of sight, do you at least get a reach around from fucking concessions?
I saw one thing on Instagram where this guy said like, "Oh yeah, us Miamians, we love to spend anything that's like we're 200,000 or two, not 200,000. I'm stretching out $2,000 for a weekend.
Easy.
Go to an event."
You show up to the gate and you about 100 fucking short. Can you pay him in cocaine? Eh, eh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just, hey,
Man,
hey, you won't need that much coffee for the race. All I'm saying,
hey,
shit. That's diabolical. I guess. I guess that brings out the nice European crowd, right? Yeah, the ladies. I know you're a married man, but do your little window shopping from afar. Just be like, huh?
yeah. I was about to say, my uncle told me one time, you can go in the museum and appreciate art, you just can't touch it.
Hey, listen, that's all I'm saying, especially on the Miami beach.
All right,
Best thing
let's
is,
not let's not go there before I get myself in trouble.
oh God, oh gosh, are we
Yeah,
incriminating in the building?
yeah, I saw some things. Well, let's leave it at that.
Oh God, all right, let me pull it together. Let me pull it together, man. But that sounds like a fucking. It would be like a fever dream to be able to go and actually like enjoy yourself if you can pay for fucking 1,005.
Mhm.
That's to say the least. What else we got hot in sports? Because I know you had to be at least locked in for the weekend. All these elimination games that came through the week.
Well, it's crazy that the Magic like blew the lead that they did, and then
Yeah,
I wouldn't say I'm worried, but like I'm concerned about Mitchell and Harden because I don't think they've gotten. I mean, we have to like fact check that, but I don't think they've gotten past the second round in the NBA. Because if it weren't for Jared Allen in that game yesterday, I don't think they would have won. But that's just me.
I'll be honest with you. It's not Mitchell. Percentile. It's 1,000% Harden. Harden is got a worse track record than fucking playoff P. If you remember those fucking days.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't really know how. I don't know why people would put money towards these guys, and this is why I said I feel so unconfident about everything going on in the East. And I'm not rooting for them, but the only team out of the East I think is going to do jack shit is literally fucking New York, and that's it. Everybody else, no. I couldn't. Fucking beyond me, bro. I can't with these fucking.
How's the bracket set up now in the East? It's the Knicks and the Sixers, and then now it's what Cleveland and my bad, my phone's going off. Cleveland and Detroit.
So for the East, we've got 76ers versus New York, which is actually going to be probably a great series to watch. Honestly, that's probably one of the better series to watch. The next one is Cleveland versus Detroit. I don't think I care about that series all that much, to be honest with you.
I think
I do,
oh,
I do like LeBron, but that's about it.
one thing I was going to point out about yesterday's game, Toronto needs like a legit shooting guard or point guard. Like they're just showing more and more that like since Kawhi's left, I mean, granted, he was only there for like a year, that they don't really have like a true point guard, like a guy that can come down the floor, analyze what's going on, and like divvy it out to who like needs to divvy it out. I mean, I like Scotty Barnes, but what I'm trying to get is like now, in my opinion, like we're in the NBA where it's so many guys that are built like forwards, but they play like point guards, but you don't have like a legit point guard anymore.
They lost everything from that magic of that their last playoff run. Like Pascal's out of there. What's his name? Oh gosh, the light skin. What was he Hispanic? I think he went over to San Antonio. Or no, he might be somewhere else. I can't remember off the top of my head, but he's been gone. They've lost all their fucking magic from those days. So I don't. I almost. It's difficult to say like what they might need. They definitely are on the right track, but they definitely got to clean up with something. Because they're other the not this last game, but the game before. What was that game 6? Um, the shooting percentages was fucking awful. It was like the worst, dude. I couldn't stomach the shit. I was like, yo, and that was both teams. Honestly, that was rough to watch. I don't know if you remember me talking about it last week, but I was like, this shit ain't it.
Yeah, and then outside of that 30 no a 30 or 25 point lead that Orlando blew in Game 6.
Bro. Tough to watch. Honestly, tough to watch.
Hey, and then Orlando spent no time cleaning house. This morning they fired their coach.
Damn. I didn't
Just like
see
a
that.
just like a Friday. Hey, they fired me on my day off. They waited till he woke up, had his breakfast and coffee. Hey, you ain't allowed back in the building.
I was about to say they might have did him even dirtier than that. Like, hey, I know you're trying to get on the plane with the team, but you can't. You can't. You got to drive home. You
Hey
got
man, you can catch a Spirit flight too soon.
to.
Too soon. Too soon.
Oh god. Oh my god. Might be a little. But yeah, man, that wasn't the only ass whoop. I know you had to catch that last Nixon Hawk game. Did you see the score on that?
Oh yeah. Well, what that was, I mean, side note, what I thought was funny is like how Lil Boozy was like chirping at Jalen Brunson. I don't know if you saw that.
I seen a little bit of it. That was
Motherfucker, you owe me money. You ain't supposed to drop that many points.
oh god. I said they took them to town. That's like
50.
yeah, bro. I don't even know what to say about a loss like that, my guy. It's like, bro, like
Losing
it's
by
like
15 or losing by 15 or 20, like playing basketball is like
already bad.
it's already bad and it's aggravating, but like double that.
Mm-mm. Now it's just like, oh, y'all niggas was just being disrespectful. Like y'all could have slowed down at 30, but you wanted to run up the score. Like we got the point at 30. Like it was over at 20. We got the point at 30, 40 and 50. Like
It's
that's
that game was like the equivalent of the Dolphins and the Broncos game like 3 years ago. Yeah, it's already 60-65 to three. No, fuck them. We'll keep running it up.
I'm talking about. Like what do you get out of a game like that? Because that's the question I ask. At this point, you just beating this motherfucker down. Like I mean, it's like you tying somebody to a pole, whooping their ass, and then shooting them afterwards, even though they still tied to a pole. Like, do y'all get any notoriety for this? Because you don't. You really don't. At least with that Dolphins example, he kind of coach cemented himself as at least knowing what the fuck he's doing, right? Being able to coach the team and everything. Somebody got something out of it. Knicks don't get shit out of this. I mean, like, it sounds fucked up to say, like, I won't remember this past the summer, but God damn it, right now, that was fucking bad. I almost want to be like, do you petition to just fire everybody on the team? Just,
On the Hawks?
yeah.
No, not after one game. No, that's too far fetched.
Your last game in the finals, your last game to really try and, like, make something out of your season. Like, you didn't even want to, like, can out in the second round. I get that, but, like,
Yeah, but they've been improving every year. It's not like what I was just joking
true.
about with well, not like what I was just joking about with the Magic. Their coach, they haven't got past the first round, and they keep losing, they keep losing, they keep losing. So I get that. I get that to an extent.
They also had, well, that's another side story. I was going to say they also had a little
Hold
unevenness
on.
with some injuries.
Keep talking while you're talking. I'm gonna get something to drink.
hmm I've been
Go ahead, keep going.
thirstier than a motherfucker in the last 2 days. I don't know what it is. I'm getting over a cold, which
Probably what it is.
y'all probably, bro, I have not slept right in like 6 days because of this fucking cold. Because I'm already like to sleep on my belly because, I snore bad for anybody that's out there. Sleep apnea ain't no joke. Gonna get yourself checked out. But I like to fucking sleep on my front, and then I just been coughing, and it's been killing me. But yeah, getting over the little cold and just trying to get better and stuff. I figured some of these games would be nice. I know in this last round for the East, did you expect Boston to lose?
Oh
I
no,
don't. I didn't.
no.
Not that I was rooting for them. I didn't really expect them to lose, and they did.
Philly and Orlando. I'm surprised at like everything that they did. I mean, it's me personally, I really don't like the play-in. I think it's dumb. I think it's just. I may be like going out of line, but I think it's just they're trying to make up money with sponsorship for what they lost during the pandemic with the bubble tournament.
hmm
But um, the point I'm trying to get at is like those guys, both teams, like had to fight from the back to get like where they're at. So like I think we when I say we, I'm talking about the Heat. I think we're the only team that's like done that. Where like the eighth seeds beat the one seed, or like had to work the way up. But
Consistently, yes.
yeah. So to see them like potentially like still go far in the playoffs is nice, even though I don't like either teams. I mean, just because of like bias of being a Heat fan, but it'll be interesting. I want to know like how these like for me, I think with the West, the Oklahoma City Thunder match, or excuse me, the Thunder matchup and the Lakers, we kind of already like know how that's like going to turn out. But like with Ant Man coming back in like the next like few weeks, so it'll probably be like halfway through the series with this one against San Antonio. I
Let me
think
say something.
if there's anybody that's got like an opportunity to like get a championship before 30 out of like this like rookie class that's like been going on the past like 2 or 3 years is Wembyama, in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%. I was just about to tell you honestly, I don't know what was wrong with Denver, and it was seriously something wrong with Denver. Something was off. Have this feeling we probably will hear about it after the fact,
You
but
you know what my quick opinion is? I didn't mean to cut you off. They've been playing each other. I'm talking about Denver and Minnesota like the past couple of years. So I think they got to a point. I'm talking about Minnesota where like they know what they're doing now. You
Yeah.
get what I mean? As in past years. But go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Um, I just feel like we're gonna end up hearing some more stuff because I seen somebody that was saying a couple of pieces on Denver. They might be up to like trade them and stuff, but which is weird because you don't really know what else is being said behind closed doors and in the back end of things until like months later. So
Hey,
I
bring down Murray down here to the Heat. Just
I
saying.
seen I seen a trade proposal that was looking at Aaron. So I was
Aaron Aaron Gordon.
yeah.
Nah, the Heat need a guard or they need like a true big. That's why like
Yeah.
that Giannis trade sounds sexy, but if they're gonna do one or the other, they gotta get a guard.
But like I said, I feel like something was off in their locker room. Don't know what it is. Like I said, we probably hear about it if they're professional enough. If their if their front office is also professional enough to keep it under wraps, you probably won't hear about it for like until after either a trade is made or some major shit happens. So I'm kind of keeping my eye out on that. However, the Timberwolves, they got too many injuries. They're not getting around San Antonio. They're just not. They're
Yeah,
not.
yeah, but you heard what I said in the beginning when I brought them up. Ant-Man comes in halfway through the series, or
I
comes
don't
back
know.
in that.
Do you think it's going to make that much of a
To
difference?
be, it's
You're not getting
no, no, no. Yeah,
yeah,
no. But I mean, for debate purposes, I mean, it'll be interesting. Or at least keep it spicy. But
a little
yeah,
bit.
but yeah, do I? Yeah, if I had to put my money on it, no. I'm like I said, I think if there's anybody that's not gonna get it right now is Wimbiano.
Yeah, I would have that feeling. I mean, the other matchup, and I know we kind of skimmed over it because we know what it's going to be. It's going to be a lot of bullshit calls and fouls and just a bunch of bullshit. I'm just wondering in my head, will it be as bad with LeBron on the floor because they're not gonna want to fucking see him out of the game per se. So if he matches up against
You sh- you
SGA,
sh- you shitting me? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. C's gonna give him that work.
I'm not saying that they would. I'm just saying it's like I got to go
Cancun,
back and do the
hey,
history on it.
Cancun, the village's retirement home. Okay, C's gonna find a way to send LeBron home.
LeBron almost old enough. We got to send him. Yeah, we definitely got to send him to the villages in the king. He need that connector flight to hit Orlando and just get off the plane. Hand him the little pineapple and cookies and get him off the plane.
Gave him flashbacks when he was with the Heat. Do you know about that story? Where Spo and
Yeah.
Pat Riley took his cookies?
Hmm. That's what I'm saying. Give him a little pineapple and some cookies and get him off the plane. Be like, all right, LeBron, you go have fun. Find you a little sweet 55-year-old that take the teeth out. Lord have mercy. Oh shit. But yeah, man, I think with the next set of games that are coming up, like I said, I'm fucking keeping my money on fucking probably New York for the whole thing. Which I don't think I'm doing too much betting honestly because it's kind of really up in the air. Um, the round after that, the semifinals is what I give a fuck about. I really want to see fucking San Antonio versus the Thunder.
Oh
That'd
yeah.
be close.
Oh yeah.
After that, I probably turn the TV off. To be real with you, I don't, I don't, I don't
What?
foresee two other teams in the East. I
So then
see
what? Well, hold up. Then who you have with what you call it with the East? The Knicks against who?
the Knicks. I feel like Detroit might edge out fucking because once they get physical with Cleveland, I don't think Cleveland's gonna respond well. Does that make sense?
I mean, go. I shoot. going back to what we were saying about like Harden like getting out of like the first round, I want like I don't know. I kind of want Cleveland like to pull through just because I like James Harden,
Mhm.
but like it's if it weren't for Jared Allen in that previous game, like I don't think they pull through. But like
Yeah.
they've already shown that they got several guys that come off the bench that'll help out. But for them to be like godlike as a team every single game, I don't know if they pull it through.
Mm, we'll foresee that happening. And there's been that mysterious we've seen it in past years where the same calls that Harden normally would have gotten for fouls and stuff magically stop happening during the finals, right? I just feel
Yeah.
like there's too many barriers for him to be successful. So it's going to have to be the rest of Cleveland that really
Oh,
goes out and shows up.
when did Tobias Harris start like turning out like Kobe? My man was like putting in Tobias
Oh,
Harris.
balling like a motherfucker. I'm
Yeah,
like,
my man was like
bro,
putting in that work.
when fucking Jimmy left there, he was shitting on you like, why you couldn't do that then? Why you waited years later and fucking showed
We're
up, dude?
we're joking, but on a serious note about excuse me, on a serious note about that, I think the previous teams that he was on, they weren't asking him to do what he was doing with Detroit. But now with Detroit, it's like him and Kate Cunningham, and then like a bunch of the role guys.
Mm-hmm.
But like, no. Look, we trust you. Do what you got to do. You get what I'm saying? Because a lot of times they rely on Cade Cunningham, but now they got that guy that will do the same exact thing as him. If that makes
Um,
sense.
I think it's what you call it. It's probably like a different. What I'm thinking in my head is probably like when you get to a team, the resources on that team, they know different people. They can send you to different camps or different places to get training and stuff. There somebody there looked at his skill set and said you should be doing X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, but I'm not saying. Yeah.
They probably knew somebody better to get him trained, and like I said, it's probably just like a year or two in terms of like getting your shit together, pull your head out your ass, and learn these particular skill sets. So
In
it's peaking for him now. Yeah,
wasn't the wasn't the bias on the Pistons like in the beginning of his career? Like he was coming off the bench.
yes.
Yeah, so this is his second stint.
Yeah, and again, he was coming from fucking Philly, dude. Philly don't know shit. Everybody that done been through Philly has dogged Philly in one way or another. So Philly got a track record of people being
They don't pay
upset with Philly.
they don't pay people out.
They don't pay people out.
And that's why PG left. That's why Jimmy Butler left.
What's your
Harden,
Harden?
Harden, about to be Joel Embiid.
Probably. I'm surprised they didn't hung out with fucking Joel Embiid past
Hey,
so long.
if they're really gonna fuck up if they don't give Maxi the max.
Yeah, because he been balling out for what, like a year and a half, two
Yeah,
years now.
you really gonna regret it if you let him go.
Pay that fucking man and quit playing. Like
Yeah,
it is, but I again now I'm for Tobias. I'm happy for him if this works out. If this is, it sucks when you're on a team and you know you could do more, and their system only has you doing X amount, and then you go somewhere else, and it's like, damn, I should have had this treatment like years ago. I know that feeling has got to be like, damn, I should have left earlier, or if you could minus contracts or whatever, but. Hey, shit, this seems like it's going to be a better fit for him, so let him ball.
yeah.
But yeah, man, I think, again,
If if Detroit and San Antonio get into the finals, it'll be like '04 all over again.
oh, God, don't remind me. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. Was that the same year that fucking Detroit went up against San Antonio?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, and it was like, they said it was the least watched final because it's two fucking defensive juggernauts.
Yeah.
Like, lowest scoring finals, too, I think, they had in like 10 years or something like that.
Yep.
Heck, that kills me to think about for a little while, but Um, I'm, shit. Shout out to some of the guys that won it that year. I mean, finals is a finals. They're not marking you. They're not marking it against you unless it's the bubble.
Hey, I mean, at least get to let Detroit get something, because
Yeah.
the Lions fans are getting ready to burn up 8 Mile every time they lose in the playoffs. Gotta give something for Detroit to get. Oh no, I take that back. Well, I mean Michigan ain't Detroit, but I mean I'm talking about the University of Michigan.
Yeah. I know what
So,
you
so,
mean.
so Michigan does have something to celebrate, but I'm talking about like professional sports.
No, I know what you mean. I was just about to say. I mean, fucking Lions might have to bust out the bags again. Remember that fucking perfect loss run. But, anyways, like I said, I'll keep an eye on that next series if they make it past it. Again, I still think fucking Detroit is gonna etch out. It'll be Detroit, New York, and then fucking Thunder's San Antonio. The next round will be good. Fucking take my rest and try and get over my goddamn cold in the next couple of days. At any rate,
It's
in other basketball, hmm?
Stick Man versus the New Yorkers.
In other basketball news, not on court news, I can tell you that much. I know you had to heard something about the fucking Clay versus Meg shit this week. I know you had to hear something about that. This
I
shit
don't
has been
know.
killing me.
Um, it seems messy. I mean, from like what I've heard, but it seems like it's more of a who are you to like tell who I am type of judge type thing from like both sides. It doesn't. I don't know. I want to get your opinion on it.
Bro, so first and foremost, these fucking two weirdos, because I honestly have this belief that it's two toxic people that got together and it looked nice and looked like a happily ever after, and they seemed happy at first. And I get that. That seems nice. But when you really look at both their track records, both of them are known to be cheaters. I don't know why that didn't set off red flags on people. This whole, and it's a lot of like red pill versus feminist fucking content that just picked up this shit and then just ran off with it. Really is what it is. But you got people that are Meg Thee Stallion fucking fans and goon over Meg Thee Stallion that are mad at Clay, and then you have the Clay people that are like, y'all are just talking left and out your ear because you're trying to disqualify everything Clay has done as an athlete. Like he wasn't born into money and like he didn't make fucking more money on his own.
Yeah, his dad was on the Showtime Lakers.
Yeah, so it's like not only was he born into money, but damn, he actually was a decent fucking athlete. So I don't know why we sitting here playing like fucking Clay wasn't shit. Like y'all are crazier than a motherfucker. So I'm just looking at two bad. I don't want to say bad, but two toxic people that got together, and then their fans are kind of toxic in some way, shape, or form. A little bit. I would say the Clay camp is not as toxic, but definitely the shit that the Megan Thee Stallion fans was saying was, and they were popping off first. Bro, they're out here crazy.
Yeah,
You
but
can't
at this
disqualify
okay,
a girl
but
making what damn near 60 something points in like 11 dribbles.
yeah, but all things
Bullshit
aside,
like that.
but okay, all things aside of what like you brought up, but like when you're trying to hit, or you think about your fan bases.
God no. Fuck no.
You think they care
You do
about
not
that?
give to, and that's the other thing. They were out here saying, "Oh, Clay wasn't fucking relevant when Meg came into his life. This, that, and the third."
Who was
Bro,
that? Who
he
was
did
saying that? The
not
girls?
fucking care.
Hold
He
on,
did
hold on,
not
hold
care.
on. Slow down, slow down. Who was saying that? The girls, her fan base.
Her fan base talking about, "Oh, how could you cheat on Meg Thee Stallion?" Simple.
So having what was he got 3, 4 championships? He ain't irrelevant.
Yeah, like y'all. Listen, this man fucking popped one ligament in his leg. Y'all just like he ain't shit no more. Invisible. That's
Hmm.
crazy to me. That is entirely crazy to me. Like them four championships don't count for something.
Yeah, but you know what he's saying back to them? At least my dick works. Hmm.
See, ain't popping no ligaments in the dick. Yeah, had Meg fucking coming for that shit. What are you talking about right now? I'm just like, and then the other shit that people are saying because they were
Hey,
saying,
real quick, Clay said, Rose Sparks, Viagra. I don't know about that.
listen,
Go ahead, go ahead.
they said she was
We're talking too much about this man's junk, so keep going.
hey, listen, I was trying to walk forward. I was like, we ain't finna talk about Clay Glizzy that much. Like,
No, but go ahead, go ahead.
they said she was running up a bill on him. They said she was running up a little bill on him. I was like, that doesn't sound like it makes sense. Not to mention, I don't, I wouldn't treat you seriously. Like, you shouldn't act clueless if that was the case. If that was the case, because they were saying
What do
she
you? I know what you mean, but what do you mean as far as like run up a bill? Like he was taking care of everything and she wasn't?
something like that, racking up at certain points like 700,000.
Huh?
I was like, in what time frame are we talking? Like monthly, or are we talking like what are we talking about here? Granted,
No,
I know
no,
it comes from money, but
no, yeah, no. Even if that, or even like let's use that as a hypothetical. 1.4 in 2 months. I don't know.
I listen.
I don't know.
All I'm saying is, when you are with someone that you have taken care of everything, if that is the case, the moment you say no, this entitled person, and that's really what it is. It's an entitlement. It's entitlement to the highest degree. He's gonna feel some kind of way, motherfucker. If I'm paying my bills, your bills, you racking up 700,000 in my fucking name, and I'm like, hey, lock this thing, and you say no, somebody getting it. I don't care who it is. Somebody finna come clean some for me. I don't know about you, but I can see where the entitlement, the toxicity takes off in that moment. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm just like,
I don't know. No pun intended, but I'm not buying that. I mean, they
I
both
don't
might
know
make a
if it
lot of money.
matters. Let's put it that way. I don't know if it's true, and even if it was true, I don't know if it really matters because we already know what kind of people they are
How
based
about
on their
this?
history.
How about this? When they first started dating, did they like lay out like what they want their future to be? Or like, okay, yeah, I have a past, like so. All right,
I
so do
don't.
I. But like, what are you looking? Yeah.
I don't really fully know because that was one of those things where it's like, and I think that's where everybody got wrapped up in the media and everything else because they seen her doing all the cooking for his family and stuff, and all the sweet lovey dovey stuff, and it's like y'all trajectory looks like marriage, and I get that. I totally get that. You think I'm gonna bust my ass and cook a whole ass fucking Thanksgiving dinner, and you not even considering marrying me? I'm being fucking salted. I get that.
Well,
You know,
I got sidetracked like when your daughter came in. But what I was trying to say was, with all if they brought that up and they talked about that and they negotiated with that, then what does it matter? Like if they both have like pass.
see, and that's what that's where I agree. I think these were two equally yoked people in terms of what they brought to the table. You have a little history, not the greatest. You know who each other is. You're comfortable with it, and then it optically looked like y'all were happy. So I get it. Now, depending on who slung shit first in terms of like screwing up the relationship, if it was Clay, I could understand her being disgruntled. But the rest of the fans, you really had no business dragging in people to what, do a smear campaign on somebody. Like, man, keep that shit quiet and behind closed doors. If he cheated, you take the L, or you handle it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you work that out with your partner. You make that communication. Like, why did you do this to me? Can we come back from this? Um, Yada yada yada. You see what I'm saying? It's like you've been there before. Why are you acting new? You see what I'm saying? So it's like this whole little back and forth. It's like, are y'all doing this for attention? Because in today's market, even negative attention is it still attention? It's still currency. You see what I'm saying? So it's still
Yeah.
traction on your name. So that's why I'm like, I don't really know what to take away from this other than it's two people that looked happy. They potentially could have been happy. Shit didn't work out. Keep it pushing.
Yeah.
This whole
Exactly.
media frenzy with everybody else taking sides and stuff and disqualifying people for this, that, and the third. I'll tell it to you. I think me personally, looking at if you're looking at a lady and you're over the age of 30, and I said this before in earlier shows, like why are you counting like bodies and stuff? All the shit that people out there are putting in the media on her name, and we've seen it before. These girls ain't really like that once they get home. Like maybe they might have done it. Don't get me wrong. They do this whole city girl lifestyle type shit, and it's like, oh, I have a roster of dudes. Like, okay, I get it. Nobody wipes a hoe, but realistically speaking, you seen she was cooking for this man. She was probably cleaning. She was probably doing all the lovey dovey fucking wife stuff. I mean, if somebody's giving you effort, even though that they got a history, and you pass the age of 30, 35, like, come on, don't be a bum. This person was trying with you. Try with them. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm just like,
But going on to what you just said, isn't there like an age gap with them? Because isn't he like 34, 35? And then
I
she's like,
definitely know he's
uh,
older, but they're not that
she's,
far apart. They're
she's
really
like
not.
27, 28.
So I'm gonna pull it up right now because I like to absolutely fucking be correct here. She is 31, and I think he's like 35, isn't he?
Okay, so that's not as bad. I thought she was younger than 30.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, he's 36. That's 5 years. Sometimes that could be a lot because I know me from 25 to 30 was a big difference. Me now from 30 to 35 doesn't really feel that bad, but in their case, they say that fucking women feel like they grow faster than men anyways. So if that's the case, they should really be in the same spot. You feel me?
But yeah, but to piggyback off what you're saying, I mean, coming back to like normal human beings, like how, I mean, to what you were talking about, like with me, I mean, I'm not going anywhere with like, my marriage, but like if in another world, like I'm like single again, like my thing is I'm not dating. I mean, if I'm gonna get somebody that's like younger, like it's only just like to have fun, but like if I'm trying to get serious, like I'm not dating anybody that's um younger than my brother, and my brother's about to turn 30. You get what I'm saying?
I feel you. I feel you.
You know what I mean?
That's a good question. Well, no, that's a good jump off question. What's your range looking like? Are we
I
talking like
just
5 above, 5 below?
get it to me one more time.
What's your range looking like? If you was out there fucking street walking looking for the next thing, are you talking like 5 below you and 5 above? That's your range, or like
Well, if I'm trying to occupy my time, like I was just saying, like straight out of college, but to get se- but to get but to get se- but to get se-
if
but to
she's in
get
the
serious.
background, blink twice.
No, I don't remember. Um, no, I still got a little bit of time. All right, focus. I still got a little bit of time, but no. But going back to what I was saying, no, I like what you said, but that's what I was getting at. Is like far as like piggybacking is thinking about like where my mind was at, or like what I was like viewing, like or what I wanted in a relationship from 25 to 30, versus like now what you've gone through with your relationship, and the same thing like with me, and then like still like our potential, like what we're looking towards, like our future. Like when it comes down to like the nitty gritty, like I want to know about that. Like what do you see? So like if I'm dating somebody that's almost like my age, or like just that like I said, like 29 or 30, like if you've had a past or whatever, it's all about how like we're making a progression. I mean, if that makes any sense.
I think in a perfect world, if I was out street walking and looking for fun, I'm going 10. 10 above and 10 below. I'll take it as long as it's put together nice. You see what I'm saying? But if
Okay,
I'm
but
shooting
hold
to
on.
settle
But
down,
but
I
there's a
need a
debate. What
spot.
you just said about 10 above, they're looking for the same thing as you. They're not playing
Yeah.
around. Like, okay, they don't have kids. They want kids. Like they're gonna see who you are as a person. Like if they
Well,
already have if they have kids from a past relationship, they're gonna want it with you. You
yeah.
get what I'm saying? And
Me
if they're
personally,
if
though,
they're if they're if they're trying to fuck, they're gonna let you know. You get what I'm saying?
that part,
You're gonna dilly dally with that with like a 20-year old.
that part, I think,
Especially like now, especially like nowadays, like jokingly, like you can go up to a girl. I mean, I'm saying this like when me and you were like teenagers in high school, but like you go up to
yeah,
a girl right now, like teenagers in high school now. Oh, hey, I like you, right? Starts a conversation, and we go back and forth. Hey, I like you. You know, try to set something up that like when me and you like were
yeah,
teenagers.
that's
Now,
adulting.
yeah, no. Now here's how it goes. Hey, I like you.
Dodging
You
like
get
a
what
motherfucker.
you get what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
I don't got time to like deal with that if I'm like trying to get serious with like a mid 20-year-old.
And I think that's the whole game that you would have to
And
play.
then we go out to dinner. I'm gonna take you to nice places, but don't take fucking pictures like a fucking hooligan
Don't do it.
of the fucking food. Who the fuck does that? I
I
sound old
mean,
as fuck.
we got a 10-year gap, and you taking photos, and I ain't in one of them motherfuckers. Listen. I go to the bathroom and dip off on you. Leave the fucking waiter with my 40, my little 40, 50, $60 or whatever.
I don't mind social media, but like everywhere we go, okay, yeah, hey, and then like me and Dylan are doing this and that. No, that's one thing I love about Bree. Like where we're at, boom, boom, done, and then we go about having fun. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
You get, but that's that age though. You got to respect that in terms of because y'all are in the settle down mood. You know, I'm talking about if you're having fun, and this is why I was saying you're gonna know that it's a different game for the 25-year-old versus the 45-year-old. The 45-year-old, you probably be more honest with, like, hey,
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
I'm trying to clap that thing. I'm trying to clap a lap it. I'm trying. I'm listen.
Hey, I'm trying to spread you out like a quarter to three.
What did Gucci Man? No, it wasn't Gucci Man. I take that bet. What did Walker say? Yeah, yeah, anyway. Yeah, even on a Tuesday. All I'm saying is just, I think that honesty from the older side would be great. You're gonna fucking play games with a fucking kid out there, so I'm not even fronting on that one. I call him a kid, but they're not a kid. But a 25-year-old person, just, ugh, I don't know. That's me on one front, so that's why I'm just like, hey, I get it. That's why, and besides, you know me, I'm Mr. Lover Man. I like to make love anyway, so I'm probably gonna stay around somebody that reminds me of myself in terms of like age and where I should be at mentally anyway. So I'm not even gonna really be out there traveling fucking like that, out there talking reckless.
Don't call you Mr. Lavender for nothing.
They gonna be smooth on that backside. Let me stop. I was gonna say something way worse.
No, I was too. I was like, it could have come off either way.
I was about to say something way worse, and I was like, "Nah, not today. We fucking second show back in, and like, let's not get banned that fucking quick." At any rate, bro. Shit. Did we have any other news in fucking sports? Anything else that you seen that might have been tantalizing?
um, well, I mean, going based off what happened like the past weeks, I really don't like what happened with the NFL draft, to be honest. But that's just me. What about you?
I'll be honest with you. Given the weekend that I had from like Friday on, I just kind of mentally shut down after fucking the weekend. Be honest with you, and just had a lot going on in personal life, and I was just like, ugh.
It's a little weird with hockey. I mean, just because like what I've dealt with the past 6 years with the Panthers. But I mean, not that like I'm a hater, but it is nice to see that Edmonton and like Tampa got kicked out. So
Oh damn,
It's
he's
a
out here Tampa hating, man. I
well,
like both. I like both Florida teams, and I like when they play each other.
well, if you're if you're well, I mean, yeah, going to the I've been to a couple. If when you go to the Tampa Florida game, like it's real dope. But like if you're like a to the core Panther fan, you don't give a fuck about the Lightning. You know
Yeah,
how like you know how you give modesty to like let's say like the Dolphins like lose and Tampa Bay's in the playoffs. Like you have like respect for like Tampa, like to at least like try to make it like to the Super Bowl whatever. So like that's like how I felt when like Brady was on the I was about to say the Panthers when Brady was on the Bucks. No, not in hockey. They fucking hate each other.
I can imagine. I'm actually surprised. Fucking did Oilers survive?
No, no, that's what I'm saying. Like
Oh wow,
Connor,
Anaheim beat them. God
no,
damn, I'm sorry.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
not seeing the brackets. Wow, Oilers getting
Connor,
fucking Panthers everywhere out. Like damn,
Mick,
all the big
Mick,
is.
yeah, exactly. McJesus, McDavid, like he may go down. I mean, I don't know. It's too soon to like tell, as he's been in the league like under 10 years. But he may like turn out like the Dan Marino of the NHL. Like he's so damn good, but you may never see him like win a championship.
Actually, you know, when I was betting more consistently, Winnipeg and fucking Minnesota Wilds were like two teams that almost never failed me when it came to
I,
bets. Nice to see
I
fucking Wilds are still in it.
I've seen I saw the final eight that they have out right now with like who's like still in it. But
Mhm.
I don't know. I feel like a kid. I'm gonna like go with the Anaheim Ducks just because of the damn movie. I don't know nothing about the Ducks. I just
The fact he whooped on the Oilers from fucking this season. Yeah. I think it was last year or the year before they fell short.
and
But
and if I want to be that petty, I saw that they're playing the Knights. The Knights beat the Panthers 2 years ago. Damn, 3 years ago. The first
yeah.
time we were in the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
But that yeah,
Yeah.
but that Panthers team was that Panthers team was injury ridden. Kachuk was playing with a broken collarbone and a broken ribs. Like I give it all like credit to that dude that's still playing with all those injuries. But yeah, but
Yeah.
I definitely think they're gonna bounce back next year. What were you gonna say?
I said you was being petty. That's okay though. We'll fucking
I mean, we gotta have something spicy to talk about with hockey.
shit. Like I said, I feel bad. I haven't been doing so much betting this year and fucking haven't really kept up with it like I should have. But that's all right. It's playoff time. You get to see who's fucking making their little comebacks. At any rate, though, let's hit up the pop culture fucking scene. Tell me, please tell me, because I want to know about this. Because I had, I like I like my Caribbean folks and my South American folks. So I see that Miss Shakira was over here doing the 2 million fucking people at the concert. What was that about?
So basically, let me make sure I'm like saying this right. I may butcher it, forgive me, but Todo Mundo no Rio. It's a Brazilian festival, just basically like showing at all like the Brazilian talent. But well, even with that being said, I know that Shakira's from like a small town in Spain, so I don't know how that like ties in. But needless to say, but she does like fit the vibe. But like, if we like were able to like put the clip on here, I saw like it was on the beach, like their main beach that they have.
Hmm.
Um, I think it's Copacabana Beach. The stage was right here, and then the whole crowd of people, like at least went like 3 miles long, like no bullshit. Yeah.
Okay.
As for somebody that like just went to the John Summit Calvin Harris college football thing, back in the beginning of the year, when that had like 50,000 people on the beach, and I was like a good mile away from the stage, like to be like 3 miles back, golly. And then like I didn't even know like Brazil had like 2 million, like 2 million plus, like where they're at. You know what I'm saying?
I guess when they heard free concert, they was like, "Yeah, we gone." And then the Shakira.
Can you? No, no, no. Just like imagine that happened down here. Like I don't even think like that. How would they even like be able to do that? And then here's something random because I just looked up at my wall. Look at a picture of Don Shula. If theoretically like Miami being Miami and like what we're talking about with like the culture, if the Dolphins ever win a Super Bowl,
Mm-hmm.
if there was if there was 400,000 people on Fort Lauderdale Beach when the Panthers won back to back. Yeah, yeah, no, you didn't know that.
No, no, no,
Yeah.
no. I looked something up on the side
Oh,
as I'm listening to you, and I'm still registering what you said.
oh, oh.
It was Shakira's age. I didn't. I wanted to know how old she was back in the day.
um,
Keep going.
but what was I gonna say? Now, where the hell will they be able to like to do that? You get what I'm saying? So like, if you look at the beach, like where they're at, okay, I could see like how they stretched all that out. But like, where would that like happen? Like down here?
You might not be able to do that honestly, because you have to think about it this way. A lot of those venues past a certain amount of people, at least here in America. That shit pisses off people, especially that are living there, because 2 fucking million people turn out. 2 fucking million. You know there's going to be violence. You know there's going to be destruction. You know
Yeah,
there's going to be rowdy people. There's going to be drunk assholes fighting in the crowd doing dumb
I've
shit.
never been. I've never been to Brazil, obviously, but like what I've heard about that area just from the Olympics, yeah. So I piggyback off of what you're saying.
Depending
Oh,
on who you're at.
that's the same area where Brian Lochte, remember that swimmer? He got his ass jumped out of the night of partying.
Yeah, yeah.
So, no, but go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Take your ass outside, play around if you want to. Somebody finna get your chain.
You try to take our women? Pop, 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 pop.
Shit.
Anyway,
If they got time, they'll probably take gold off your teeth too. Play around, fucking.
but go ahead. What were you gonna say?
But nah, a lot of those venues are not gonna they're not gonna be happy trying to deal with that many fucking people. So it's gonna be something that's like outside. So then it becomes this bigger issue of the town talking about it. They might shoot that shit down because it's like,
But I looked it up. This is the same area where they hold carnival too. But so I don't know. The
see,
debate about this. How did maybe because it's free, but how does this have a bigger turnout than carnival?
and that's what I was see. That's what I was googling. I don't know how I got sidetracked to Shakira's age, but I don't know if you remembered when she had that. I don't know if I was just trying to find out if she's still married to that dude. You remember when
No.
her and her husband?
Yeah, PK. That they divorced. God, I don't know how long ago, but yeah, that's old.
Yeah, and she had to go into hiding for a little while because of his ass, and
Yeah,
it's like, so like, how did you bounce back from that to fucking 2 million?
I
You know,
don't know.
it wasn't her; it was his family. But it's like, uh, I mean, would I go to a free Shakira concert? Yes. Would I go knowing that 2 million other people will be there?
Well,
No.
I saw some of the like the DJs that were like up before her. They look pretty dope, and to me at least, because I love house music. France, or I mean particularly like Paris,
Yeah.
That whole triangle. Well, I have to say triangle. What am I talking about? But Paris, anywhere in Spain,
Hmm.
and Brazil have like the best DJs because they're all like right by each other. Mainly Spain and Paris, but yeah, they all have like the best.
Off of one another in terms of styles
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
competition, keeping each other up.
So
Trying to do
the DJs ahead, yeah, but like if I'm just slowly there to like to wait my ass until like Shakira, I don't know.
that. That's the other thing I'm thinking of because for a free concert, that means the money that you would have spent. Which is really fucking nice. Let me start out by saying shout outs to fucking Shakira for doing that for their community because that shit you gotta understand that's fucking that gives a lot of money back because
Yeah.
those could have been what like I mean if we're putting the equivalent here in America that could have been what like a $300+ ticket, right,
Mm,
for those DJs, for her herself and her name. Instead, you put that $300 into the community. You know that 300
hmm
plus I'm talking about in terms of like ticket prices. You put that in the community because all those people walking around looking for stands. Can you imagine you use a glizzy stand man out there fucking loading up hot dogs? Like, bitch, you gonna sell out in fucking minutes. You know, I mean, you chucking them things like fucking meat to the face, meat to the face, meat to the. Let me stop. But yeah, man, fucking shaved icy guy out there in that hot ass fucking weather, bro, bro. Let me tell you something. You would have made bank. You would have made fucking bank, bro. That's why I'm thinking about that. I'm like, that's nice. They did that fucking nice for the community. So I more power to them. Again, 2 million people, more than fucking Carnival.
Actually, one thing that we skipped over, like the segue about sports and it ties into like what we're talking about is, did you hear like what's going on with why the Dolphins stadium may not get another Super Bowl bid?
No, tell me about that.
So I don't know if you know, right after the Super Bowl committee puts out like the next like 3 or 4 years, like where the Super Bowl is going to be,
Yeah.
and up until like 2030, the I was about to say the Dolphins, Hard Rock doesn't have a bid, so Stephen Ross actually came out. The Dolphins owner came out and said that what they're dealing with is the Dolphins. I mean, it's like, why do I keep saying the Dolphins? Hard Rock, the stadium, the Dolphins stadium, has so many things tied to that stadium to where the Super Bowl committee is not even like willing to work with them because they don't have enough room around the city around the stadium to like create like events. If that makes sense. Because plus they're already making like and now think about this. Like this is up for debate. F1 and soccer bring in a lot more viewership and a lot more people than football does. I'm talking like American football.
Yeah.
Now, would you rather have F1 that brings in maybe $600 million to the city every single year versus having a Super Bowl every 5 or 6 years?
And plus, you would have to put in construction and work to fucking get the fucking Super Bowl two fit. Um,
No, but that's the thing. They
yeah,
have the F1 track. They have the F1 track. Then they have the Miami Open. They have the tennis thingamabob there. Then they have the gondolas. And they stretched out the parking. You saw like when we went. I'm trying to think what else. So it's just I kind of get where like what he's saying. He's saying like he's trying to get them to work, but I don't know. I mean, I saw this actually like before we like talked about this. Do you know that the Miami's had the most like Super Bowl has been picked the most for the Super Bowl?
no.
Yeah, yeah. We have 11. New York has like 9 or 10, and then LA is at like eight or nine.
So Hard Rock fucked us basically by. Okay. And don't get me wrong, it's a great city. Any major city location should be like the look to do a
Yeah,
fucking Super Bowl.
but
But it's like,
but even like as far as like the events, you don't even have to like solely have. I mean, I get where like the convenience for like the people who are like not from here and they're trying to like figure out Miami,
yeah,
like where like everything's like by the stadium. But there's outside of the stadium, there's so much that you can do. Okay, Hard Rock's the sponsor of the stadium. Hard Rock always has like events. They could do something out there. Wynwood, you could do something.
yeah,
Brickell. There's so many areas in Miami, Bayside. There's so many areas where you could do something like for the Super Bowl. So I think half of that's bullshit, but but something like to bring up that I saw too. Like, so you bring that up, right? But then like you want to pick Cleveland as a Super Bowl city. Number one, what's sexy about Cleveland? And number two, like, do you know how bad it is outside of that stadium?
oh my god.
Huh?
Now I feel like Joe Kim Noah.
Do you not remember anything from like what LeBron dealt with when he left?
Yeah. When he was there, nigga. Motherfucker. Who wants to go to Cleveland? God damn it. There's nothing there.
Yeah, when I saw that well, they were gonna pick Cleveland, like I don't know.
I feel like there's a lot more going on behind the scenes, and the fact that you say the name Hard Rock. has everything to do with it because Florida's already weird with, and this is on the betting side of things. Florida's already weird with how they hold up the casino money, right? Now that sports betting is legalized and stuff, I feel like there's a lot more at play that they're not telling us. Me personally, I don't know
Yeah,
how you might
could
believe
be,
that. I just
could
feel
be.
like somebody said to them like, "Hey, can we do X, Y, and Z?" And then this is the split. And Hard Rock is probably like a hard fucking no. If you're gonna use our stuff, we'll keep the majority split on anything, this, that, and the third, and then deals fall apart pretty quickly, right? Um, I think there's a lot of that going on, and we're not aware of it. I don't know how you feel about that, but I could see that happening. I really.
No, I think I mean cut you off. I think there's like stuff like with politics, but like even like there's so much things like where you can like tackle this like in each city. Like, where are they having it this year? Do you know? Isn't it in LA? Yeah, it's in LA.
Yeah. Well,
So
LA got the fucking traffic room for that kind of shit, but that's besides the point.
no,
Anyways,
no, but what I'm getting at is all right. So next year it's in Atlanta. So I've been to Atlanta. I mean, I damn near like went to like Atlanta like every like 3 or 4 years, like with my dad's side family. But what?
everybody in their fucking mama knows the two. And we talked about this worst traffic in fucking cities. Atlanta and LA are both on that fucking that top 10 list of like worst fucking traffic, worst fucking breakdowns of engineering in the cities.
What the point where I'm trying to get at is with as far as like doing stuff like in and around the stadium. The
Hmm.
Hawks Arena is right by the Falcons Stadium. Then not too far from that. Anyway, what I'm trying to get at is like there's like three major stadiums that are like just in like close proximity, and then you have the Olympic Park that's right there. So my thing is like that's still like a small area, but you're telling me that like you could fit all those people in there, but you can't do that with the Dolphins.
Wait a minute. Just to kind of verify something, the next fucking two Super Bowls is actually in California.
Sure.
Yeah. 26 this year is in St. Clair. The St.
Well,
Clair.
no, that's the one that's the one that just happened. Yeah, the one that just happened was in San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
The one coming up is in LA, and
The next
then
one is Inglewood, the
yeah,
SoFi
and then,
Stadium. So California's had two hits back to back. That don't even feel fair. Does that make sense? Like I feel like goddamn it, a state should only have one fucking hit, and then you keep it pushing to somebody else.
nobody wants to go to Tampa.
I get it.
That
I mean,
Raymond James's ass.
it
That stadium's a hot box.
is.
Um,
I get it, but there's so much between Tampa and just the location of that mid Florida, that Tampa to fucking Orlando
so
track.
next 3 years, L.A., Atlanta, and Las Vegas,
Yeah, Las
and
Vegas is
then
nice.
yeah, but didn't they just have one not too long ago?
I feel like they did, and oh gosh, last uh, Paradise Las Vegas 2024. Yeah,
Yeah, and then they're it looks like they haven't said it yet, but more than likely they're gonna go back to New Orleans in 2030.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. And again, it's a lot of money that they're trying to push into certain areas for all the stuff that's going on. So um, it ends up being nice for those areas. I guess they're just like I said, something else had to happen for Miami to get looked over.
You never been to New Orleans, right?
No, I have never been there.
Oh shit! Then that's what we gotta do in 4 years from now. We
Oh yeah,
gotta go to we gotta go to the Super Bowl. We gotta get some food.
food
New
super.
Orleans. Go ahead.
I just gotta see. I gotta throw one beads, one pair. I just gotta see one pair. I don't know. I know it probably ain't the right time of year or whatever, but I just,
What,
yeah.
you throwing it or them throwing it at you?
No, me throwing it. I
Oh,
gotta see one pair before I get out of there. You see what I'm saying? Just,
I've been on both ends.
oh,
No, no. So here's what I'm saying. So, so first, here's what I'm getting at. So let me say this before I get into the story. So,
okay.
like, I definitely like want to go out there like for the food. Like, they have the best Cajun food in the world. The vibe is not that bad. I question if like New Orleans was like be. I don't, I'm not knocking like New Orleans, like the people are from there, but I want to know if like the city was like still like the way it was before Katrina, because there's a lot of parts of like the city like they haven't gotten back since Katrina.
Hmm.
But anyway, on a lighter note, I was with my girlfriend at the time, and we were walking down Bourbon, I think, and we were just like basically like bouncing like because like the bars are like right here, right, like they're all like right by each other, and we were trying to go like to the main places like they told us. There was one place that's like the most popular one. It's called Little Tropical Ohio, where basically like you can like look it up. So like they give you, it's kind of like out where you're at, the Jetty Lounge. You know how they give you a Miami Vice and they give it to you frozen. You can put it like with a topper. But the
Yeah.
thing is like, I mean, I'm not doing like a justice like on the computer, but it's at least like no homo. It's like 9 or 10 inches, right? And but then the top the topper is a grenade. So if you're able to down that whole entire, like go ahead and look up what I'm talking about. If you're able to down the whole entire thing, the topper isn't a grenade, but like you're shit faced by the time you're like done drinking it. So there's a little basket at the bar, but it's like probably like 4 or 5 like chairs down from you. If you're able to shoot the grenade in the basket, they pay for your whole entire tab.
Oh, okay.
But what I'm getting at, so I was like fucked up. So then like me and my girlfriend at the time, like we're walking down the street, we're both like sauced, and like, oh my god, you two are both fucking sexy as fuck, and they were just taking all their beats, just scoosh, scoosh. So then like fucking, we're walking down the street, and we're like, oh thank you, just. I know that looks like totally like from like left field what I'm doing. We were fucking getting smacked by like beads, and and then we went to like this. I don't even remember like what the name of the place was, but then we went to one that was like right by the canal, and what you call it? Like they just gave me like a bunch of like beads. They're like, yeah, you and your girl seem like you're a good time. So it's like, so yeah, New Orleans is a vibe as far as like for the nightlife, but
Oh,
like
okay.
it's only some place like you wouldn't you don't go to vacation there for like 4 or 5 days. Like you're there for like 2 days maybe, and then you can accomplish everything like that's in
Oh,
the city, and then you're good. It's not a place you stay for like 4 or 5 days or like a week.
I feel you.
If
You
you
hit
if,
a
if
little
you if you
paradise
do
out.
you could do other stuff like around Louisiana, like go to Baton Rouge. Like I ended up doing that, but like yeah, just no this New Orleans itself. No, you can like do everything in like 2 days.
Okay, I can see that. Hit a little quick too. Hit the streets, get the food, titties out for a hot second, then go home. Yeah, I can see that.
Titties out more like old saggy grandma tits.
I mean, a
Listen,
20 is a 20 and
no,
a titty is a titty.
New Orleans is almost like Key West in a sense,
Oh
just
God.
just a lot bigger.
Oh God. Oh
Mardi Gras,
God.
Mardi Gras, Freedom Fest. It's the same vibe of people.
That's got to be, that's low key a half nightmare. You're out there, somebody starts throwing you some fucking beads. Your girl whips them out one time and then keeps it pushing. Do you panic? Do you like? Do you freeze? Do you like?
Well, you can go either way. I mean, I didn't. I was when I realized what was going on, I thought it was funny. But like, and my girl at the time thought it was funny too. But like, I don't know. It all depends on like the girl you're with. Oh my god, can you believe that? Oh, oh, oh. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this is fun. Ah. Like,
Be out there like one for Harambe. Uh.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
around it. Like New Orleans is weird. Throw a dildo at your face.
No.
That's why I said Key West and New Orleans one is the same. But I'm gonna get us. I'm gonna get us banned. So let's move on to something else.
Lord of mercy.
Not shit. Not even that. You don't need a lot more than God. You don't need a lot more than God.
This next topic coming up. Have you heard about the Key and Peele? I don't want to say I had said beef before, but it's not really a beef. But fans have always suspected that there was issues behind the scenes with Key and Peele. Have you heard anything about in the last like 2 days? I want to say 2 or 3 days. They had a Mr. Key. He had a one of his underwriters, if I'm not mistaken, that went up and did like a Hollywood story of their come up, and it had a lot to deal with Key and Peele. I'm trying to pull up the young lady's name, but she basically talked about what the issues have probably been behind the scenes with the two. And this hits close to heart because I do love the duo. Um, I've loved all of their work in terms of what they've done. Um, but I do really feel like Key has like not gotten the shine or anything that Peel has really been doing, right? So then it makes you wonder. It's like, why don't they put one another on? You know what I mean? Like, if I have a movie, why isn't my homie fucking like at least a cameo in some way, shape, or form? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you on that. Where are you still going?
No, I was gonna let you chime in if you had any thoughts and whatnot, and then I was gonna get into really the young lady's story about what's been
Um,
the
I
beef.
mean, as somebody that was a huge Chappelle fan, the fact that like they came in right after Chappelle, I kind of like I didn't really I never really like focused on like Key and Pill, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know too much about that story, but going based off like what you're saying, um, obviously I mean everybody like knows about like what Peele did with all like the movies that he directed, and then
Yep.
he like got out and he did a lot of movies. I mean, not on like the production aspect of what Peele was doing, but um, it sounds like they're trying to like work together again, but one's so far gone on what he's doing, and so is the same. But it's just like because one's on cloud nine and the other one's like trying to like get there, they're trying to like collab again, and it's just like they're not feeling the same thing again because
Which
it's
is
like
weird.
it's been too far gone.
Which is weird. They never badmouth one another in the media. So they still got love for one another in some regards, and at least respect. If you're not bad mouthing another person, you definitely got respect for them at that at
I
that.
give I give you an example like excuse me what I'm talking about. I remember Snoop Dogg saying something like years back where he was trying to hit up Kevin Hart, but this was like before like they linked up to do something for the Olympics with
Mm-hmm.
NBC. But Snoop Dogg had like he would produce Soul Plane. I mean, he was
Yeah.
one of the producers, not the main one, but one of the guys that he saw that had potential was Kevin Hart. So Snoop Dogg kind of helped him like get his like foot out there,
Yeah.
and Kevin Hart didn't talk to him for like a minute, partly because like of everything like he was doing. But Snoop Dogg. So I mean, one's not the other. What we're talking about with Keenan and Peele. But what I'm saying is, I think like some people like they don't come back to earth when they get to a certain point, and I
Mm-hmm.
feel like from what it sounds like, that's what we're dealing with Peele versus like Key. But go ahead.
Well, once we get into the story here, so Akila Hughes is the young lady's name. She did a Hollywood come up story piece at like a small venue, and she changed names. Although I don't know what's the point of changing names when you change it to fucking. She changed it to literally Lock and Banana as she's telling the story, her come up story. So Key and Peele, she changed the names in her story to Lock and Banana. Key, lock.
No, no, no. I'm not saying what. Like I can't hear you.
No, like what, like why would you do that? I
Yeah.
don't fucking know, because it was her decision to do that. So as she's telling this story about how Key is the one that put her on, they were working on putting together a whole like show and pilot. They were working on a pilot, and it was good. This was before the writers lockout. What was that, like 2 years ago? Or was it three?
The whole SAG thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So this was before the lockout. So they had put on a whole like pilot and everything for they wanted to do a new television show, and they were going to drag along a lot of people with them to get this kicked off. Basically like Chappelle, but for fucking Key and Peele. They were dragging along a whole lot of people. They got the whole pilot worked out. It got approved and everything. Then the lockout hits. Some time goes on, things start falling apart. Everybody starts taking smaller projects and doing this, that, and the third, and things kind of have their same trajectory that we know about, right? They kind of come back and try to revisit the whole teamwork aspect of doing the a show together. But Peel's wife ends up calling the young lady and saying, "Hey, I wish somebody would have told me this nigga's wife is crazy," referring to Key's wife. Apparently, his wife is absolutely batshit crazy. She gets her hands in everything. She's ruined like a ton of deals for him. This is something that everybody knew, and rather than people coming straight to you and be like, "Hey, your issue is your wife," in this sense, everybody's been kind of beating around the bush with him, or just can't outright canceling deals or putting stuff off, and trying to avoid the situation with him. Mind you, he's still married to this crazy chick. So I'm just there. I'm like, oh, this makes sense. You can't bring the boys along if you got, if you go out with the boys and you have that one boy, his fucking girl is gonna show up no matter where y'all go. Like she got about 6 AirTags on the fucking car, right? That's the kind of crazy she is.
Crazy or insecure?
Crazy.
Go ahead.
All I'm saying is it makes sense now. This whole breakdown of why, because I'm like, I can't. It can't fathom me that you would turn heel from comedy to horror, but you still not putting your boy on. And your boy did get a cameo in fucking, or not a cameo. He got a really small part in one of the Predator movies, and so it's like, so y'all do have range in terms of what you can do for acting.
Oh,
Why
they're
wouldn't
beefing
you?
up. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was gonna say they're beefing because of pillow talk.
It's not. Well, it's not. I wouldn't call it beef, but it's like it's avoidance. It's like it's heartbreaking because it's like, damn, like you don't know this crazy bitch is crazy. Like how good, how good could the coochie really be?
Well, I mean, it seems like LA, like everybody out there is like in their own bubble. So anything like outside of their bubble, they don't really get.
And I get that they're already kind of secluded in their own way of thinking and stuff, and I think that's what made them the greatest looking duo in terms of a friendship. Because when we're just looking at Kay and Peele, they feel like they should have came from the same household. Honestly, you see what I'm saying? Like they really came from the same fucking mother. They just have that beat where it doesn't really skip with those two. So it's rough to see it like this, where you can't even put on your own homeboy because fucking his wife is crazy.
Oh, if this even sounds like kind of weird, but this even like on like a business aspect. So like, well, me and you, for example, like what we're doing. All right, if y'all really trying to lock in and you're trying to do everything together, even though you may do one separate thing, I may do the other, but it all comes and ties back into like let's say like a different breed. So why didn't y'all make that clear? Why didn't y'all do that a long time ago before y'all got big? Like that's what I'm saying. It just seems like y'all got too much on your high horse, and then now like you're letting other parties like dictate who you are.
I think because we have such, me and you, we have a great relationship, and then we work in mental health. We know how to talk to people. Um, then we know how to also treat mental health gently when it comes to other people as we're
Yeah.
talking outward to the world. So our friendship has always been in a great place, knowing how to talk to one another. When people don't know how to lean in on those skills, sometimes you don't really know how to have a conversation because someone did make mention in some of the research I did on this that kind of hit home where it was like he tried to get one of the bigger names that are with the big production companies to kind of speak up for him because he didn't really want it. He didn't want to have the conversation with his boy. So he tried to get one of the bigger names to say that, hey, your wife is probably not the greatest for this, you know.
Well, hold on real quick. Who was he? You
Oh,
talking about Peel?
yeah, no, yeah. Peel had tried to get someone else to speak on his behalf.
All right, go
So
ahead, continue.
I get that aspect of if you feel like you're not the greatest one to break some news to someone, how would you go about doing it? You look for the next best person that you would think would be able to handle that for you, and I get that.
But that's why hold your thought. But that's why I brought up like what I brought up. There's a hole somewhere in there between them two that they never like talk to each other about. So you're letting your wife handle everything. Go ahead,
Which
what were you
is
gonna say?
kind of crazy. It's like how you don't notice that this lady's fucking crazy. That's the one thing I would notice. Um, like don't get me wrong, everybody has their kinks in terms of like what makes them unique as a person, right? Um, if I can recognize that my wife might not be great at certain things, I'm not going to drag her into a situation where it's going to be difficult for her or it makes the group difficult. But that's me as a person. And then you have that
Yeah, yeah.
conversation with them, hey, this might be a little difficult, so I don't necessarily need you to focus on that per se. But at the same time, it's like, bro, if your trajectory is not going the way it is, and you see someone that is equivalent to you running at 100% and they're taking the fuck off with what they're doing, how are you not noticing something is wrong? You see what I'm saying? That's where I'm just like you don't realize this crazy ass coochie is holding you back.
Like I said,
It's,
it seems like they're both too far gone.
I guess, man. It's just sad to see it because it's like that's content that the rest of the world doesn't get. You know what I mean? That like I said, I love their comedy. So it's one of those stories that I had to fucking sit back and watch, and then I watched the young lady. Again, her name is Akilah Hughes. Her Hollywood's come up story that she did, and I was like, damn, this that sucks. You know?
But now that I'm thinking about it, Peel's wife used to be on SNL, and
Yeah.
she does the same exact thing.
That's the thing that we noticed that I've noticed when it comes to business and high end business. Everybody in your corner has to do something. They have to be, if they're a part in some way, shape, or form, it helps. Um, it's one less person that you have to pay. Because if your wife isn't a comedian, but can she be an accountant? Can she be great directorial behind the scenes in terms of helping manage shit? That's one, bro. That's one less fucking person you gotta pay because that's money coming home to y'all. You see what I mean? So I get why she's there, even though she's crazy as fuck. I get why she's there. She probably does help manage shit, but at the same time, it's like, bro, that's a major sour apple. You know what I mean? That's a major fucking sour fruit that's ruining the basket. So it was one of those breakdowns. I just feel like it sucks to actually find out the truth now, and then it's like, damn, that's really what it was
But
the whole time.
I I have something to like bring up like with this, but so how much of it we're talking about his wife.
Hmm.
How much of it is Peel is or not Peel? Key is content. And here's what I'm saying. just because like from what like I've seen like some family members go through or even some friends, like they have like all the potential in the world. So granted, like getting towards your dream or getting towards something, you got to work towards it, and then like no movement. I mean, movement is better than no movement. Like you're showing regression, but like when you have your wife look out for you for, and I'm not talking about like finance. I'm just in general like have your wife like cook for you, do the dishes, or like okay, hey babe, like we're doing this X, Y, and Z for the weekend. You kind of get in that mode where like, all right, well, hey, like I'm gonna expect this, and this is what like I'm looking forward to because my wife set that up. But now, okay, my wife's not around, and you got to do everything like on your own. Okay, you almost don't know how to function because you got so content like with your wife. Like I know people like that. So what I'm getting at is like there could be an argument there where like how much of this is also Key's fault.
I would say a pretty big piece. I mean, listen, it's a 50-50 that we're looking at with these two guys in terms of like ideas, content, uh, creativity. Not to say that they can't do anything on their own, but it's like we're looking at them as a bigger picture. Yeah, there's fault in both parties. Like you don't know how to talk to your boy, and then on the same side, it's like again, I said it already. It's like, damn, bro, you ain't fucking recognize this person is like getting you fucked up into some fucked up positions and stuff. Like he got to be hella content. This is why I lean back on that whole statement, bro. The coochie got to be the greatest on the planet. It's got to be, got to be.
That pop, or the pussy.
Shit. I mean, he over there drowning in it. Got to be. But yeah, it's one of those things. It's another story I'm going to keep my eye on because it's just I want to know if they is there ever a chance to come back from it. But who knows?
And that they will.
Oh yeah, I think they will, even on their own terms in terms of like what they do.
How,
But
how much is like off of contracts? Once he gets done doing like a couple few movies, he gets done doing the same exact thing. I'm talking about I always get their names confused. Peel doing like movies that he's gonna like make, and then Key the movies that he's in. So I think after like some of them are like done with their contracts, like for some of these movies, like they'll go into they'll link back up eventually.
yeah, I think so.
Hey,
Hopefully, it's only the
if
best
Steve
term.
if Steve Martin and Martin Short can do it, I mean I know that's like an odd comparison, but
Well, I mean,
they could do it too. They could do it too.
definitely. All right, brother. Last little pop culture topic that we got to hit up on. What's the streaming show fatigue and franchise fatigue?
So
What about that?
you can actually go a couple of ways with this one. So you ever run into, excuse me, where you have a few shows, let's say like Games of Thrones or Daredevil, like recently, where they are probably 8, maybe 10 episodes deep, right? So then as soon as like you're done watching them, like they're gone for like another year or two, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have so many of those shows that are out there like not out there like that, like Daredevil, Games of Thrones. I'm trying to think of what else off the top of my head. Ted Lasso. But the point where I'm trying to get at is, so would you rather you have, let's say like with the Avengers, right? A lot of those like people that are on those movies are like signed out for like next couple of years to do the next couple of projects. Now, as like a fan, are you more looking forward towards like the franchises and then like the burnout like of that, or of like having like multiple like shows where you're having that argument where like, oh, I have so much to watch, but I don't know what to watch. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I feel you. Damn, that's a good question. I
Because
think
because real quick, I didn't cut you off. What I was gonna say, like what I feel like what I run into is like I'm more of like with the streaming thing because it just seems like I don't knock streaming. Like I love it, but there's like so much, and it's like I remember like back in the day, like when we were growing up. I don't know about you, but for me, like I would look forward to Sundays for like HBO and like all the shows that were coming on HBO from like 9 to like 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I shouldn't have been watching the HBO that young, yeah, young. But the same thing that goes with like Cartoon Network, right? So you would look forward to certain days, or even like with wrestling, Monday, Thursdays for like Monday Night Raw, and then like with SmackDown. But what I'm getting at is like now, like you can really like with all the TV networks, like there's so much. Like like for example, like with like Apple TV, like I'm watching Your Friends and Neighbors, Shrinking, the Godzilla and like King Kong show. Like I'm trying to catch up on that, and then like with HBO, like me and my wife watch The Pit, um, Hacks. Like I keep going on and on and on. So
Yeah.
it's just like like when I'm dealing with like the fatigue, like you have people that binge, so it's just like you really are not in that age anymore where like you can like wait for anything because everything's so accessible.
I
So is that a
think
good thing? Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing?
I don't necessarily for shows. I don't think it's a bad thing. My issue that I've run across that I know it makes it bad for me, and again, I don't think it's a bad thing, but it's made it bad for me, and this is just me personally. I forget what shows are out there that I need to go back to. And I know that sounds crazy, but it shouldn't with the amount of
No,
shows you can get lost in really quickly.
but
And
that's
then
what I'm
you don't
getting
even
at.
finish the fucking series, and then you're like, oh, I'll be back to it.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Yeah, a month goes by, and you're like, shit, I should have finished that. But that's been my biggest thing. Is like I've gotten to the point where the note part of the note app that's on my phone, I put down series in there as people are telling me, "Oh, this is a great series," or you got to watch this on this fucking streaming platform. I've gotten to the point now where I just write them down, and every so often, uh, I'll finish a series rather than get halfway through it, stop for like a break, and then go back to it. Like I stopped doing that. Now I just finish the series out completely, unless if it's coming out slowly, like the Daredevil. Daredevil just finished up, right? I haven't watched the last episode, but I've. That's
Well,
only because.
it's if you want to be technical, it's got one more. But go ahead.
Oh shit! I didn't even know that. So
Yeah.
I thought that this was the last episode that had just came out. Um, I was saying to myself, "Oh, I got time to go back and watch it." Now that's different because it's coming out slowly. But if the whole thing comes out now, I'll binge watch it from start to finish, just to get it out of the way, say that I've seen it, and then I already have
But
my list of what's next written
but
down, so I don't
that's
forget that either.
but that's where the argument lies with that, right? It's then that's why I brought up the thing like when we grew up, you're not looking forward to shows, week to week anymore, and then like you're losing track because you have so much damn stuff out.
Yeah.
So then you're burning yourself out, like binge watching. You get what I'm saying? And then you're
I
overstimulated. You're overstimulated with everything else.
I think my tolerance for shows is a lot higher than the movie franchise. Um, I don't know if that makes
Movie,
sense.
movie or TV. That's what I was saying for
So
franchises.
streaming in general, now that we have streaming as the main front for movies and television shows, um, I think my tolerance for TV shows is still super high. So if a franchise is branching out into TVs and movie, um, I'm not necessarily too burnt out. Like I could understand people being burnt out with like Marvel, because Marvel was barreling what like fucking 2 3 movies a year plus television shows at one point.
Yeah.
Um,
Back in 2018, it seemed like they had a project like every like 6 weeks.
every fucking month almost. It
Yeah.
felt so soon, so sudden. I could see that being fatigue. Definitely like, damn, this is too much overload. Like I barely processed some shit and y'all got the next fucking series for this superhero coming out
Yeah.
goddamn the next month, and it's like, bitch, I barely process some of that stuff. Most of these people go through these episodes and they look for Easter eggs and all this extra shit, and it's like you don't have time. Like at one point, you didn't have time to do any of that. So I get
Oh,
that. I
yeah.
get
Yeah.
fatigue, big time. But yeah, it's super definitely easy to get fatigued on something if they're doing too much. But it's and then you stretch back to that question: how many franchises are really doing that much? It's mainly really just Disney fucking steamrolling the absolute fuck out of you with everything at once. At least it was.
Mm, well, that's even like another debate too, because a lot of, I mean, at least from what I've seen, a lot of networks are backing out on streaming because ABC and ESPN are charging so much for their streaming.
Yeah. Which I mean, it's better if they just go their own. I don't know why certain places wouldn't just go their own, but then they turn around and get bought out because it's like they don't want to maintain what they've started, and it's like we're gonna end up with fucking cable television again, just in the form of streaming.
Well, what I'm getting at is like look at UFC, like how UFC like backed out and now they're with Paramount. Then just here recently with like the NBA, you went from like just solely seeing it on ESPN and ABC because like they're both tied under the same network. But now we have NBC, now we have NBC, but Peacock is what I was trying to get at, and then we have like Amazon Prime, and then shit, sure enough, like that's probably going to turn out that on Apple TV too, as far as for games. Same thing with Netflix, like everything's like trying to branch out, and even like I mean we were talking about F1 earlier, like F1 was on ESPN. And for as far as for streaming, unless like you're like watching at a bar, you're not paying $30 to see a race that's going to last like under 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So now you want to watch it for free. Hey, let's go all to Apple TV. So everybody's trying to branch out. So I do get like what you're saying as far as like with Disney like shit taking over everything. But it's just like it seems at the end of the day like everybody's just like at a bidding war. Like they're at a
It,
rodeo. All right, you want to put that about 10 on here on ESPN, then you put them about another 15 about here on Apple TV, then you put them about another 20.
I wouldn't necessarily say it's fatigue, but I do feel like the big conglomerates are converging again eventually, and then we'll be back to. It sounds crazy to say, but I feel like we'll be back to regular programming as normal. Because I think once these people get bought out, once the smaller ones get bought out, or they roll into bigger package deals, they start talking about time frames, and they don't really want certain things competing with one another because they want everybody to get their money. So I feel like we'll get back to that point where it's like it's basically like the music industry, 360 deals. Oh well, you can't really release right now because we got this other artist over here that's getting ready to release. You see what I'm saying? I think
Mm.
once all the streaming services kind of get clumped back together, you're gonna see that immediately. You're gonna see, oh, you can't release right now because we got something else over here releasing, and we don't want that big competition. Y'all are eating the same money. You'll see it with superhero franchises. You'll see it with drama franchises. You'll see it with um, all the different franchises and genres that exist out there. I feel like we're going to have that get back to the normal. So at some point, probably further down the line, maybe like 5 years down the line, we'll see how that turns out. But like I tell anybody out there, I mean, take your time with some of this shit.
Hey, you know what ESPN's saying?
What's that?
We can't all be affordable, or you can turn out like Spirit.
I,
I, I
hold up,
am.
did you fight on a spirit plane or something?
No,
Cause you just
no, no. I made a joke earlier, but no. I mean, I don't have a problem with Spirit. I mean, I'm the one to talk shit. All this came out about Spirit. Like JetBlue may be going under the water too.
shit. This is. I feel bad. Like the economy is
And
really.
I fly JetBlue, so that like yeah. I
They
gotta.
better not.
I'm going to Puerto Rico. I'm going. Yeah. Well, I am going to Puerto Rico. I'm going to a wedding in Puerto Rico in November. So the only way to get to Puerto Rico is flying a JetBlue flight. So I gotta figure out if that don't work out, how the fuck I'm gonna get to Puerto Rico?
And shit, I believe you. So this is gonna be some interesting shit because it's like it's one of those where it's like if the airlines start going down, like we are really fucked. I don't think people
Oh,
recognize.
I know what's going to happen. More of these billionaires are going to step up to buy these airlines that are going
I
under.
Yeah, I believe that, but they were already like they were already like privatized fucking companies. They weren't like, I mean, don't get me wrong, they had investors and stuff, but it's not like, because the government doesn't want to buy them. Clearly, the government doesn't really want to buy them, or else they wouldn't make fucking cockamamie ass deals like they're like fucking the White House trying to make for Spirit. But it's like I could see new private investors coming in and buying up those companies, or at least the assets, and starting their own thing. But I don't know. Dude, all I can say is right now that the economy the way it is, bro, it shit ain't looking good at all.
Well, to piggyback off what you're saying, like, I don't know if you know this. You know where I took you to Daniel Point, where you were looking at
Um,
the Nike shoes, like
yeah.
back when you visit. So in that plaza, Spirit's headquarters are right there. So
Oh,
like 3 years, yeah, 3 years ago, they made like that whole entire complex, like solely for them, and they even have like apartment complexes for them to live too. So now that they're gone, yeah, I feel for all those people because I mean that brings in a lot of money to down here in Broward.
holy shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's interesting as fuck. So that means it's like, oh, so y'all about what 30s up for people to just regular purchase and then fucking.
I think, like I said, I think they're gonna get bought out. This is probably something that's only gonna last for like a little bit, and then they'll turn back around.
Because my bigger issue is that I was looking at an Instagram clip the other day that talked about the difference a year ago of buying a box of tomatoes. The box of tomatoes that the person was purchasing a year ago was like $32. It's like 90 now. Like that's three times the price. That's fucking wild. And if that's where our economy is headed for basic shit, we are fucked. Like this is like, and you're looking out for these big dominoes to fall first. When big dominoes go down first, it's the trigger point for a market crash. That's really what it is. So that's why I'm like super concerned. I'm like, this is a terrible time for us to be into like a full market crash if this is what it starts, because we can't manage too many major companies going down at the same time. And the biggest trigger that's going to be out there is a bank failing. An airline failing is bad enough. This is why I don't know if you remember during the Obama administration, they refused to let the car economy crash. This is serious. I don't know how people feel about it, but I'm worried. I'm worried because I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody's looking at it the way like you are. They're more looking at, okay, well, hey, I want to go take a cross country trip to go to LA. You know, I'm only paying X amount of dollars. You know what I mean? So now that's gone. So how am I going to do that? But
I don't know.
where I kind of I rebuke that is, but these are the same exact people that like their cell phones cost $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to buy the newest cell phone. They're trying to buy 2 or 3 pairs of Jordans every paycheck.
Out here spending frugalist bullshit. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like these people aren't geared right now for downsizing. They're really not. That's why I'm concerned. Like I don't think the amount of people that know that you should be changing your lifestyle like right now.
Yeah,
I don't think it's hit the masses properly. We haven't hit the $5 gas mark, but god damn it, for at least for my area. Um, I don't. If alarm bells haven't gone off for some else, for some folks, I don't know what the fuck you doing. I really don't. So
it's bouncing back and forth down here. Like 2 weeks ago it was like 413. Now it's like down to 392.
that's not too
So it's
bad.
like, yeah.
That's not too bad at all. But shit, I guess for everybody out there, we're feeling some levels of fatigue. Put your hands together and pray quietly that we can make it through this. So
Oh, we will.
we're gonna have to. At any rate, brother, it's been a wonderful show out there. I can't even judge the time because I know we started earlier than normal. But for everyone that's tuned in, thank you for tuning in. As we get together on Mondays, just look out for us to post up on our social media platforms. We'll get back into the swing of things. So thank you to all the fans for coming and checking us out. Shout outs to my brother man Dylan for coming through with another one.
Always, always. Hit me with a Lord of Mercy one time.
Lord of mercy. It's Mr. Lavender and it's Dylan Brady, Brady baby, the one and only. Then we're out. That's the show.
Drop a ball before we leave.
Shit. All right, buddy. Until next week.
All right, see ya.